What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well today. And we've got some more stuff to talk about with the NFL Scouting Combine. Obviously, we are now fully in the swing of things. And by the way, I posted it kind of late last night because the combine doesn't wrap up until later in the day. And then it takes a while to process everything that happened and understand how you feel about certain things. But late last night, well, late for me anyway, I posted a video discussing the some of the players that did well during the on-field workout at the combine and some of the guys who maybe didn't do so well, which is always great. So check out that video if you missed it. But this video is going to be about the players the Seahawks seem to be showing interest in at the combine. And look, we don't know the details of these meetings. We don't know if the meetings went well or went poorly, but it's always good to understand at the very least who the team is meeting with, because presumably they're interested in those guys. All right, guys, before we go any further into the video, I want to take a minute to tell you guys about my friends over at Sleeper. Sleeper is a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. Download the app to your phone. You can celebrate and chat about sports in real time with other users. You can get scores, news, and alerts with blazing fast speed. And you can play in daily fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. So enjoy sports together. Download Sleeper today, and don't forget to use my promo code SBN for up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Plus, they currently have a free $20 entry, no deposit required, just make an account. Terms and conditions do apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper and have fun with sports this year. All right, so first group we're going to look at here are the defensive backs. These are guys that we reportedly met with yesterday, although we may have met with one or two before yesterday. But don't read too much into the positional groups of who we're meeting with, because we're meeting with them as they come in. And remember, the players arrive in a staggered form, so they're going to have the opportunity to meet with certain guys first and then move on to other positional groups later. So, like today, the defensive backs are doing on-field work. So the previous few days were the days where you could have met with them and had meetings with them. Likewise, like offensive linemen, I think they're there, but they just got there. So we're probably not going to hear about meetings with offensive linemen until later this week. But the defensive backs, this is the list. It's not everybody. There's one guy that isn't here. It's Ramsey, the USC safety. He is not listed, but we did meet with him. But to the best of my knowledge, everyone else is listed here. You've got Brandon Cisse, that's going to be a very, very popular Seahawk in mock drafts over the next couple of months. And he already is. I mean, I've seen a lot of people give the Seahawks Cisse, so that's going to be one that people really rally behind. Colton Hood, the Tennessee guy, kind of feels like he'll be gone by the time we pick, but it's not completely out of the question, and he's certainly a good prospect. Devin Moore, Florida, don't really know too much about him. Avion Terrell from Clemson, I feel like he's going to be gone as well by the time we pick. It's not ironclad, but I get the sense that he's pretty coveted, and I think he'll be gone in the first 31 picks. D'Angelo Ponce, which is a really interesting one. D'Angelo Ponce is like the perfect player for our defense, except he's tiny. Everything about D'Angelo Ponce is like everything you would want in this defense. It's just he's 5'9". And the size didn't necessarily limit what he could do in college. Like, he was still a very physical player in college, but there's definitely a concern that when he goes to the NFL, his lack of size is just going to do him in. So I don't know how we're going to end up feeling about that. That one is a tricky one, but we did meet with him, so we're at least curious. Keith Abney from Arizona State, he's another guy that I think is going to get mocked to the Seahawks a decent amount. Good corner prospect. I like him. Versatile. Should be able to bring a lot to the table. If he does well at the drills today, he may end up being a first-round pick. And he may be our first-round pick. That's very possible. We also had a few safeties. Penn State, Zakee Wheatley. Don't know much about him. Thieneman, though, definitely know about him, and he would be great. He would be an excellent pick. I know that people would not get overly excited about the idea of drafting a safety in the first round right now, but Dylan Thieneman, I think, would be a long-term starter there. He could replace Julian Love. He could replace Ty Okada. Either way, I think he's able to fit in. I really like Thieneman. He is really starting to grow on me as a top guy. So Ramsey is the guy who's not listed here, who we did meet. He's the USC safety, good ball hawk. Another good prospect. Again, when it comes to safeties, I think Thieneman is starting to become the guy that's really separating himself in my book. But it's a good group. It's a good group of corners that we met with, and we met with quite a few. We met with more corners than we did other positions, which I think does clue us into the fact that this team is corner hungry, which they should be because they need corners. But again, combine meetings only tell you so much. The top 30 visits, which we'll be getting later on, will tell us more. The other notes from the combine so far, we do have some defensive ends, some edge rushers that we've met with. This comes from a Hawk blogger, by the way, originally. This came from Jeff Simmons, and both the tweets are from Seahawks Wired. Good account, by the way. Give him a check. Check him out if you can't. Check him out if you can. They do a lot of Seahawks news on X. But according to him, the edge rushers we met with were Wesley Williams, the Duke edge, and he did not have a very good day at the combine. I will admit he came out pretty poorly, but there is a use case for a player like him. Zion Young, and Zion Young's a guy who may end up being one of the BPAs at 32 when the Seahawks pick. Missouri edge brings a lot to the table, does have some character concerns, does have some legal issues, but they're not, I don't think they're disqualifying yet. And we also met with Logan Fano of Utah. Don't know much about him yet, but I have heard the name, of course. So those are the guys that we have met with so far, to the best of my knowledge. I'm sure we've met with others. We're not necessarily going to know all of them, and some of them we're not going to find out until much later. So today, I believe defensive backs go. So later tonight, we're probably going to hear that the Seahawks met with quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers. I'm definitely plugged into the running back conversation. I think this team finding a running back they really like, that they think they can draft in this draft, is very crucial to them making a decision on Ken Walker. If they cannot find the running back that they really like in this draft, then they might be a little bit more inclined to just keep Walker. And if they have to overpay him, so what? But if they can find that guy and they decide they believe in him and they're willing to risk a Super Bowl run on player X, then maybe they go with it. So very intriguing stuff. Wide receiver could be fun too. I'm not really plugged into the quarterbacks this year, admittedly, and I don't know if this team is either. I think they're pretty happy with what they have at quarterback right now. So yeah, that's all we got right now. Just wanted to go over the information we have before it changes. More videos coming soon. Going to take a little bit of a break from the free agency primers today, I think, because there's other stuff going on. And we'll finish that up, I think, tomorrow. There's not a lot more ground to cover, honestly, but thanks for coming out. I will see you guys later. Go Hawks, and let me know what you guys think of the guys we're meeting with. Is there anybody that you wish we would meet with, and does anything stand out to you? Have you heard anything else? See you guys later. Go Hawks.